All right. Arsenal is taking on Aston Villa tomorrow, right? It's the early kickstarter of the Premier League. Lunchtime, that's when the game of football is going to be played in the Midlands. That is at the Villa Park. But the manager of Arsenal, known as Mosquera, has come out and obviously dropped some hints about the injuries that Arsenal are really having, and those we anticipate to obviously show up when Arsenal is going to be playing against Aston Villa, and those that we don't expect into this squad. So smash like button, comment and share. And after this video, an hour from now, I'll be dropping what we call the big match preview, Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Now, let's obviously go eyes, right? Now, the list of the injured players of Arsenal is as follows. Gabriel Magalhaes, Kai Havertz, Leandro Trossard, William Saliba, Christian Mosquera, right? That is the list, and you are well conversant about it, with it. So, let's get into one by one. Now, Leandro Trossard and Saliba were one of the questions that were dropped to the manager of Arsenal today at the Soboha Reality Training Center. And he was asked on whether they are really close. He said, it's a matter of days with those two for sure. Meaning that he hasn't gone ahead, obviously, confirm to us whether they are going to be up for the game of Aston Villa or not. But he says it's a matter of days. Now, when he says that, it's a matter of days, he's playing what we call a mind game. He knows to it that Aston Villa, in the past 9 games, they've only lost 1, and they've managed to get points in the 8 previous games they've gone ahead to play, and that's why they are placed 4th onto the Premier League table. Meaning that he's treating them like he treated Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, and so on and so forth, because we know what Trossard means to the club of Arsenal. He's one of those players that really went ahead to get injured when he was in the best form of his life ever since he went ahead and obviously joined Arsenal. He was scoring for fun, putting in assists in there, but the lad went ahead to obviously get injured, and he is really out. So Saliba is another one who is just days in there, and we know to it that he is the man that turned that central defense of Arsenal into a Berlin Wall. He turned that Arsenal defense into a Berlin Wall. And everyone knows that he's the man responsible for transitioning that defense into one of the best defenses in the world. People forget that Gabriel Magalhaes was here in 2020. He was one of the first defenders that Mikel Arteta went ahead to sign in his first summer at the club of Arsenal. You understand? So, Saliba came in through, I think, is it 2 seasons later, when Gabriel Magalhaes had been part of that central defense for a very long time. You understand? So that means that it is Saliba that went ahead to revolutionize that central defense from being a mediocre central defense pairing to a world-class centre-back pairing in there for you. Now, Saliba is also another important one that you have to keep a very important or a keen eye on. Then Arteta was asked on if Saliba and Trossard will be fit. He said, as I said before, after the training session, we will know more. Meaning that they've gone ahead to train with the club of Arsenal, and they are going to be subject to what we call a late fitness test. And if at all they pass it, then all will be well for them, and obviously a lot will come their way. So their fitness levels will obviously be determined by what we call the physios of Arsenal, and they need to weigh in on the effects of hurrying them when they're not yet ready, or getting them on when they are really ready to go. You understand? So that's what the manager was asked about Trossard and Saliba. So we wait and see the photos that we're going to be getting when Arsenal is traveling to the side of the Midlands, because if they happen to be fit, we will know by the end of today, whether one of those is going to travel with Arsenal at with Arsenal at or to the Midlands or not. We'll obviously get to know. So we leave Saliba and Trossard there. Then let's head to a man known as Christian Mosquera. Mosquera is one of those that no one wanted him to get injured when you don't have a Gabriel Magalhaes and a Saliba. Now, Arteta was asked two questions of this guy on what injury Mosquera went ahead to get. That was really a very huge one. And I told you early morning, the video I did earlier, that if it's any injury, then it's worse. If it's an ankle injury, that can be dealt with and all can be done. And for ankle injuries, players can even take what we call painkillers and they even play. So it's an ankle injury. It's not any injury. And I think for that, it will really get treated. Though also an ankle injury is really serious, but I don't think that it will see him really out for a very long time. Now, Arteta on Mosquera's fitness, he said that's the one that is most complicated. But again, we have another test today. So we have another test today to see whether we are with them. So Mosquera is another one who the manager says that he will obviously be subjected to what we call a late fitness test after the training today, and the manager will be given a huge report on whether he should be using these players in the game of Aston Villa or not. So that's all about Saliba, Trossard, and Christian Mosquera. You understand? From Christian Mosquera, let's head to a man known as Declan Rice. I told you earlier that Declan Rice told Sky Sports that he's really available. What has Arteta gone ahead to say today about the Declan Rice situation? Arteta on Rice's availability. He said, let's see. I think with all the questions I'm going to get, the answer unfortunately is going to be the same. We have another training session in the afternoon. Every hour is going to be very important to see the availability of the players. After that, we will decide which ones are really available. Now, that's why I've told you that we have to keep a keen eye onto the traveling squad of Arsenal to the side of Aston Villa, where they're obviously going to be playing that beautiful kind of game. You understand? So, from there, I want to let you know that I think Rice is going to be part of the Arsenal squad. All he needed was to recover in very well and prepare for the game of Aston Villa. And for the game of Aston Villa, they need Declan Rice because of his physical levels and pressing levels and ball winning and the ball winning skill catalog in there. Because if you're playing Boba Kamara and Onana, you obviously understand that it's really gonna be a donkey worked midfield. You know, workaholics will obviously be needed into that midfield, and that's why Arsenal need Declan Rice. But reports indicate that Declan Rice is obviously gonna be okay to play against. Declan Rice is obviously gonna be fit to play against a team known as Aston Villa, a team that has gone ahead to obviously put in a very huge shift in as far as everything is really concerned. So let's wait and see how things pan out for the club of Arsenal. Saliba, Trossard, injury boost. The manager says that they have to do what we call a late fitness test. But I really think that one of these two will be available, if not one only. But I understand that the manager will include one of those, all of them, as they go to Aston Villa. Trossard has been really doing wonders, and you know, Trossard, when it comes to playing these big games, he's really one of those that you have to obviously look at and really understand that he never at any one point really misses out. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Calling upon for your reactions in the comment section below about the other 4 players that we've talked about: Trossard, Saliba, Mosquera, and Declan Rice. Come out, tell me your thoughts about their fitness levels and how this news really leaves you as a fan of Arsenal. I'm out. Bye-bye.